This is a video review of the Transformers Prime Wars Trilogy Punch Counterpunch. So let's take a closer look at the box, and then let's take a closer look at the figure. Now here's the packaging for Punch Counterpunch. So it says Prime Wars Trilogy at the top. There are 3 figures in the Prime Wars Trilogy packaging. So one of them is Blast Off, who represents Combiner Wars. Sadly, I wasn't able to get him. There's also Repugnus, who represents Titan's Return, and Punch Counterpunch here represents Power of Primes. Now taking a look at the box itself, there's really nice artwork of Punch Counterpunch. So this box only has 1 figure, but he transforms between the 2. On this side is an image of all the Prime Masters. On the other side is an image of Punch. Now if you have 3 boxes for Repugnus, Blast Off, and Punch Counterpunch, they combine to form one bigger image, but I don't have it, so yeah. And at the back there's an image of Punch, Counterpunch, and his vehicle mode. He does also include Prime. Now here is the bio. So Punch is an Autobot double agent. He converts into an alternate identity, Counterpunch, to infiltrate the Decepticon ranks, and that explains the half Autobot, half Decepticon insignia there. Although technically he is an Autobot and the Decepticon is just his disguise. So yeah, so there's nothing at the top, nothing at the bottom. This flap actually opens up. Again, there's a nice read up there on the Prime Trilogy. Really nice images of different figures in the assortment. So, and at the end, so as you all know, the fan vote, in the end it was Optimus Primal who won. Yeah. Now Punch Counterpunch stays there. That's a space for his gun. That's a space for his Prime armor, and Prime here sits neatly on that slot. Now looking at the accessories, as I've said, he first comes with Prima here, which is done in this really nice transparent plastic with silver paint. It does transform into Prime Master here. I never really liked that image. I don't even know what it represents. It looks like a face to me, but anyway, you guys might know more than me. Now Prime himself has standard Titan's Return part of Prime's articulation, ball joint neck, ball on the arms, and then leg articulation, although both legs are together. Stay there. He also comes with this Prime armor, which suspiciously looks like engine. So like all the other Prime armors, it does transform into a fist, although Punch Counterpunch himself doesn't really transform into a limb mode of any fashion. It is just included so that you can actually put a Prime Master on him. Yep. And he also comes with this really nice little pistol here, really nicely sculpted, and I like the orange plastic that they used. Unfortunately, he only comes with 1 gun, and this 1 gun only really works with Punch, doesn't really work with Counterpunch, but what can you do, right? Now here is Punch Counterpunch in his vehicle mode. Now I decided to start with vehicle mode just because he does have 2 robot modes, and I didn't want to choose which ones to go first. So yeah, in any case, the vehicle mode is really nice. I like how the wheels are exaggerated and large and have this very nicely painted, cleanly painted red rims. The car itself is really sculpted nice, and it doesn't lack in terms of paint detail. So a closer look, the front of the car is really nice. Now I wish they painted the bottom part of that grille blue and that top part of it silver, and that bottom part blue. Scope itself is all right. It aligns well, but because of those missing paint apps, it looks like the hood is shifted down a little bit, but actually it's just aligned very well. There are paint apps there, silver for the headlights, silver detail there, as I've said, red rims, red tail lights, and the silver there. So it has all the paint detail you need for the most part. Now you can clearly see the faux windshield underneath. Can you do underneath? You can plainly see Punch's head. That said, this gun can store in vehicle mode, and what you do is there is that peg there or slot, which does slot into that hole. So as you can see, the other side doesn't have a hole or a slit. This one does, and that is meant to actually peg there to hide the gun in vehicle mode, which is really nice, and it partially hides the face as well. Now the prime armor is meant to peg on the top, though we've all gone through this before. It never looks nice, not even for punch counter punch. Maybe forward, no, not even a little bit nice. Yeah, anyway, now the port at the bottom of his feet does work with these pegs at the back, though again it's really daft, right? What can we do? Now for comparisons in vehicle mode, here he is with Siege side swipe and Power the Primes Dreadwind. So see, that's how it looks with these two. And of course here he is with Lego Mark Ruffalo on a scooter. Okay, so let's transform him first into punch mode. So I'll go through the transformation and show you the tricks I did to make him really flush. Sorry. So anyway, let's remove the gun first. Now you can see there the windshield does peg there. Now once you're here, it's really hard to take it out, especially if you don't have fingernails. What I do is I use this side. So if I push it out, it tends to unpeg that bit. Do the same here. Just push it out the side a little bit, and it will unpeg the top. Okay. Now with that unpegged, just a matter of opening this up. It does peg really flush, so you can see. Opens up that way. Now here, oops, sorry, here, just detach the hood here, and then this should allow you to push this up. Now I asked one of the other reviewers, can you actually sit a prime master in there? As you can see, there is a some space there, though I did try. So let's see, show you. Sitting won't fit, even if you were able to finagle him in, it won't be in a proper sitting position. Even then, there's no space really. So, yeah, cannot. Would have been cool to be able to store Prima in there. This is well, the space is there, and it's right where a driver would sit, right? Well, driver would sit to the side, but anyway, right? Okay, cannot. So continuing with the review, the transformation. With this opened up, you can actually unfold the bottom there, and then you can separate the feet. Now the hands, there are pegs that peg onto the slits on the side, so you know where it lies. And here, you just, sorry, let me just raise my camera a bit to give us some room. So for the top, you just shift the arm down, that's it. And then for the feet are really cool. They remind me of Transformers Prime Vehicon, the RID version. I like how it folds. So take this front windshield, fold it down, that half fold it up, and this half fold it in. It doesn't cover the gap, but I think it compresses really well. Now do the same on the other side. So pull that down, in. So that's how it secures. That small piece of plastic secures behind that, and that's how what secures it together. And then for the back, again, just fold that again, and then just get this out of the way, fold that in. That's it. Now to complete the transformation, this shoulder piece, there is a peg there and a slot there. You just slot it in. You just soft pegs there. Well, not soft peg, it actually secures pretty well, but yeah. And there you go. Make sure the visor looks up. There you go. There is Punch in his robot mode. Okay, now before people complain on the comment section, I was wrong. It wasn't that big. It is this long strip here. At the end of it, there is a small, what do you call that? There, at the end of it, the flat side of it, that goes here, and that's what pegs. That's what secures it. It's only a soft peg, but it's a secure one. Okay, so looking at Punch, he is really nice looking. I mean, I love the orange and the red hands. Really brings out, breaks out the blue. I love all the paint details. This figure in general, I love how it's not lacking in paint. Okay. So, and the overall design as well is, aside from the gap there, which I think could have been avoided, but anyway, what can I do? This profile is really nice. So you're meant to push that down just to hide the Decepticon side, but yeah, this profile is really nice. no real backpack, no real kibble, so nothing too much to complain, I guess. Now the gun will peg on his arm as you'd expect, and then you can actually, as he is a part of Prime's figure, you can actually peg this onto that hole on the chest, although it does inhibit arm articulation. And then you can put a Prime Master in this case Prima. Unfortunately, there's no reference to what kind of power Prima gives to Punch here, nor the other Prime Masters, as he doesn't have the collector cards. Now for some size comparisons. Here he is with Dreadwind and Sideswipe. So Sideswipe is a little bit wider, he's a little bit taller, which is okay. And then yeah, it's about the same size, no, a little bit taller than Dreadwind here. And here he is with, of course, Mark Ruffalo on a scooter, and Paul Rudd. Now in terms of articulation, his head is on a ball joint, so up and down, left and right. The visor does move, but that's more for transformation. The arm is a bit limited by the shoulders, the shoulder pylon, so you can't really go out as much. You can turn, but this catches. There is a waist joint, legs go that much forward, and that 90 degrees on the knee. Elbow also goes 90 degrees. There is a swivel there, so, and no ankle pivot. Okay, now to transform him. Basically his transformation is turn him around and flip some pieces around, but I guess that's how he is anyway in the cartoon, right? So first thing you do is fold the Autobot symbol down, flip his hands, reveal the blue hands, turn him around, flip the Decepticon symbol, unpeg this and reposition it like that. Doesn't peg, just snaps into place. I'll make sure the knee is in the correct orientation and the elbows in the correct orientation. And then epic head reveal, not really. There you go. So just literally just flip the visor to reveal his eyes and hide the other guy's eyes. And there you go, you got Counterpunch in robot mode. So looking at Counterpunch, I mean, I really like, personal preference, I prefer the Counterpunch mode more than the punch mode, just because there's less hindrance to posing and the feet just look better, but I guess your mileage might vary. So looking closer to his head, I really like that head sculpt. Nice Decepticon insignia there. I love how the blue fists are oriented that way and the red fists are oriented the other way, so it's clearly for Counterpunch. Nicely painted legs as opposed to the other one, which is just the back of the car. Now you still can use this pistol, but you know, if I was a half smart Decepticon, I'd know that this is Punch's gun and it'll give me a hint. Not that the back is not enough of a hint anyway. Now you can still put the Prime Master there. Sorry, cold days in Melbourne. This sits a bit lower than when on punch. A bit of a tight fit. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay. I literally was able to put him in just as I stopped the camera. As you can see, it sits a little bit lower. I like to just put it here, make it like rocket boosters, and it does well to hide the fact that he's punch as well. Okay. Now instead of this gun, you can actually use this if you wanted to, just to give him a unique gun. Works somewhat well. Or just take a random black gun from any other figure you have. Now for some size comparisons, here he is again with Sideswipe and Dreadwind here, so still the same scale anyway. The body didn't change, it's just the shoulder pylons that were repositioned anyway. And here he is with Paul Rudd and Mark Ruffalo on a scooter, and Thanos there. Okay, now for articulation. This is a little less hindered compared to punch, as I've said. You can move his arm out more, turn it with little hindrance. Swivel at the upper arm, elbow at 90 degrees, waist joint. Leg goes forward that much, back that much, right that much. 90 degrees on the knee, no ankle tilt. Not bad, still my favorite mode. Okay, so not a bad figure. As I've said, I prefer Counterpunch. I wish he did have a dedicated punter couch gun, but what can you do? It doesn't look too bad anyway. Maybe a black version of it, I don't know. Not a bad figure at all. Great Counterpunch mode. Not bad punch mode, and the vehicle mode is actually really nice. So yeah, thumbs up. So if you like the review, as always, please leave a like, leave a comment, do subscribe, and as always, this has been Grim Trigger. This has been Punch Counterpunch. Thank you for watching.